Yes, good afternoon and welcome to the press conference for the RL360 Superstock TT. Our podium today: in third place, Lee Johnston for East Coast Racing Burdens BMW. In second place, MD Racing BMW Michael Dunlop. And our winner, and now a 10-time TT winner, Paul Bird Motorsport Kawasaki's Ian Hutchinson. We'll go to Lee first. You missed out narrowly on Sunday, but now a first ever TT podium.
Yeah, it's a little bit special, especially sat up here with these two guys, you know what I mean. I've been coming for a few years and riding around and watching them step up and riding on down Park for me and stuff, so it's nice when you see Paul Phillips direct you into the Withers enclosure. So yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon, to be totally honest, especially after finishing fourth in the Supersport, which is, you know, maybe what I had hoped to do, maybe better in, but yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon.
Yeah, we all saw the pace at the Northwest, but really bringing it up a level at the TT.
Yeah, the Northwest more like a short circuit, so it suits us a bit better, and I'm not the biggest creature in the world, so it's probably a bit easier to win round there, as Seeley's proved, but it's nice to come here and sort of bring a bit of speed, and I definitely had a bit of confidence after the Northwest and stuff, so we've carried that over, and yeah, I'm absolutely over the moon.
And real progress within the race as well. 5th at the end of the first lap, 4th at the end of the second lap, 4th at the end of the third, and then overhauling Hillier just over the mountain on the final run down.
Yeah, I could see the pit board up before I went up over the mountain and stuff, and my dad does it at the Craig. And the plonker got that excited, he hung his fist out instead of the board waving at me, and I didn't know whether it was up or down or anything, so all I could see was this big mug looking at me, so I just pushed onto the lane, and I think maybe if he'd have put the board out I'd have give up, but yeah, so I just pushed the lane. I don't even know what we got it by, it's pretty close I think. But
it was fairly close. It was, what, 0.3 of a second?
Loads of time then, really, didn't we?
Hillier had the push-up as well, so you really must have cracked on.
Yeah, I can't really tell if I'm going any quicker or not. It's a bit weird, really. Until 2 days ago, I'd only done 127, so we went straight from 127 to 130.8, and to be totally honest, I can't really tell you about the difference or why I've done it, so I don't know. Hopefully we can keep doing it and it's not a fluke, a one-off.
No, but the team have prepared a really special bike as well, by the looks of it.
Yeah, all credit. Like I say, I'm not the biggest thing in the world, so it has to be right. You know, Michael there's willing to drag the thing around. He's got a set of shoulders on him, so I need the bike right, to be honest. I'm a bit finicky and stuff, so credit to the lads, you know what I mean. I wouldn't be fit to do it without them, so big thanks.
Congratulations on a first TT podium.
Thank you.
Let's move across to Michael. It's a runners-up spot, and after all that's gone on over the last week, you can't be too disheartened.
Yeah, no, we've just struggled in the race a little. We got a good first lap, and I knew out the box I tried to push on, and I think we need done 131 from a standing start, and then just that banging early in the week didn't help me. You know, it was just sort of ruined me 2 weeks, really, if I'm honest with you. But you know, these things happen. You know what I mean? And nobody's dead. We're still alive, and we just need to sort of get ourselves ready for Friday. Hopefully, if we can stick out 6 laps, which I don't think it's going to be easy in the condition I'm in.
Glen Helen to Glen Helen, lap 1 to lap 2, you'd smashed the lap record. It was 17 minutes 10. It was going to be 5 seconds inside. So it was just coming into the pits that the real drama sort of happened.
Yeah, you know, I had a good, you know, a half decent run, and I was just plugging away, and to be honest with you, you know, the bike itself is my last year's bike, you know, and I should really, if I hadn't been putting this shit, I should have really had a new bike with me, you know what I mean, and that's the long and the short of it, you know, but I sort of got caught with my pants down, and at least now we're able to fight for podiums, and you know, the other way we wouldn't have been fighting at all, so we're on the podium, and you know, the bike worked well. It's just a little bit of hold that could have done with a bit of a TLC to make sure everyone was right, but we just pushed on, and we came into the pits, and we just lost that whatever gap we had in the lead. We just lost in the pits, and we just struggled from then on, and you can't take it away from me, and he pushed on, and they changed the tyre, and we didn't, and we seemed to just suffer for it.
Yeah, and the schedule here doesn't really allow you much time to rest up, does it? Another race tomorrow, you might get Thursday off if the weather's okay tomorrow, but then we're into 6 laps on Friday. Do you feel like you'll have enough time to be prepared?
Yeah, I just need to see if I'm going to bother tomorrow or not. You know, fitness for the 6 laps is always going to have to be my main priority, so we'll just see. As I say, the body's starting to at least start to work again, but it's just not easy holding on to them bikes when you're not 100% fit. You know, I could have done without lying in around the hedges after Sunday's race, but these things happen.
The lap speed is almost the same as a superbike now. Is there a noticeable difference riding them?
Stock bike sometimes is a little easier to ride. You know, it depends what run you get. You get a couple of back markers, and with a stock bike, you know, you always seem to be the bikes all seem to be the same speed. With a super bike, you have a wee bit extra sometimes on a back marker, but no, the bikes, you know, I think if I'd done about a 17:10 on the stock bike, if I finished that lap on the last of the super bike race, I'd have broke the lap record net, you know, a 17 flat, maybe even a 16. So, you know, there's only 10 seconds, which is not a big thing when you see the price of the money that's being spent on a stock bike and a super bike.
Exactly. And were you aware that you were almost towing James Hillier around to a podium?
Well, I knew James was behind me, and I held him up there for Lee, I think, you know. So no, I just struggled the last couple of laps, and James passed me, and I just sat on behind him just to sort of take a bit of the pressure off my arm for a couple of miles.
There we are. We'll leave it there. We wish you luck for the rest of the week, and we hope you are back out. And we'll move on to Ian Hutchinson. No need for any tears today, Ian. What a sensational race record. 32 seconds you took off the old race record. Didn't quite get a lap record, but it was very much on that fourth lap. You sort of eased it off towards the end.
I never eased it off. I ran out of petrol, so on lap 2 I ran out of petrol at the 32nd, and a guy got back past me, and I just wanted to get it to the pit stop and was hoping that we could get more in at the pit than we had from the start, but filled it up at the pit, and the guys decided this morning they were going to go for the wheel change, which I was panicking a bit about. It's not the easiest thing to do on a Superstock bike, but if it works, obviously it's to your benefit, and it all went absolutely perfect in the pits, and we got out from there, and I knew that lap 3 I had to go really hard, because if we ran out of petrol again I was going to have to coast it back, and pushed as hard as I could lap 3, and opened up a bit of a gap, and then I think most of the last lap it was plus 10. I got to the bungalow, and I was on the back of John McGuinness, and the bike just cut out of the bungalow, and I thought, oh, this is a long way back from here. So I was bolt upright, just sat behind John, and just quarter throttle behind him, trying to get it back, and trying not to blip the throttle for any gear shifts. And every time I leant over, it cut out. And John looked round and flagged me past, but I didn't really want to pass him because it was saving more fuel behind him. I went alongside him, pointed at the tank, and just confusing nightmare really to come all the way back from the bungalow like that. And I tipped into signpost and into the next left, I forget what it's called, and it just cut out completely on me, and I nearly took to the front, and I had to stand it up, and there's a bit of a chamfered curb, so I just went for it and went up the curb, up the pavement, and give the banking a bit of a berm, and the fuel came back in, so it looks ridiculous, and it wasn't because I was trying too hard.
Dramatic on-board action then to come off that last lap by the sounds of it. Yeah. The second lap, the pit stop itself, the decision to make a wheel change, that's really what's won you the race by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same tyre as we use in the 600, and it had a hard time in the 600. Obviously, there's a lot more power in these, so, you know, I think it would have definitely been hard work with one tyre for 4 laps, and the boys were on it this morning preparing all the caliper and swing arm, trying their best to make sure nothing fell out when they took the wheel out. And young Sam Neat's only 23-year-old or something, and he's just had the scariest job of his life changing that pit today. But I said, I don't want to see a wheel nut rolling past me down pit lane.
Well, and yesterday's win was for Yamaha, today's win was for Paul Bird Motorsport, the men who sort of all the people who have really stood behind you over these last 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I put a lot of pressure on myself today because yesterday's win came down to Paul Bird as well, because the amount of mileage I've done on bikes over the winter and everything, the process I've gone through to get my confidence back, and everything's been down to Paul. So yesterday's win was him, even though it wasn't his bike as well.
And plenty more races to come yet this week.
Yeah, we'll keep pushing. 10
TT wins now, which means you join Anstey, Woods, Locker, Fisher and Agostini.
Yep, it's nice.
Right. Congratulations. There we are. Our top 3 in the RL360 Superstock TT. In 3rd place, Lee Johnston. In 2nd place, Michael Dunlop. And our winner, and now a 10-time TT winner, Ian Hutchinson.